What if I told you that there was a beer that literally had to have its formula changed because everyone thought that it was killing people? Today we're going to be talking about Four Loko. Now, a lot of people watching this, you might start shaking when you see this can. We're going to be going in depth into the history and the subsequent fallout of the original recipe after it was attributed to killing people and everyone was freaking out. It is important before we get into the video today that we are going to be talking about death, including some surrounding teenagers. So if that's something that you're sensitive to, this might not be the one. Also, too, I want to put in a disclaimer before we continue that drinking should be done in moderation. You should not binge drink and you should absolutely not mix alcohol and stimulants ever. It is not good. It's not good for you. That's the disclaimer. Let's talk about Four Loko. The beer that everyone said was killing people. It's important that we understand why Four Loko, when, why, where, for why. Why did we Four Loko? Why did we go Loko? Red Bull came out and it popularized the energy drink as we know it in the 1990s. Before they became super cool and started looking like this and this, it looked like this. People pretty quickly caught on that, mixing alcohol with an energy drink made for an effective mixed drink. Okay, we all know vodka Red Bulls, and it's a normal person solution to a nose beer, basically. The Red Bull vodka was born. This became massively popular in California, and subsequently Sparks was made. Sparks was the first alcoholic pre-mixed energy drink that came about with a pretty reasonable amount of caffeine per can. It's like 120 milligrams, which is that's like your normal energy drink. I think that's like basically the same as a Monster. Again, mixing stimulants and alcohol can just kind of spontaneously put you into the wucky box. So not ideal, don't do it. And now, a word from our sponsors. Helix. You spend literally a third of your life in bed. Some of you a lot more. So why not make it the absolute best part of your day? Listen, guys, it's getting chillier outside, and I've been all about getting cozy, okay? I do like to get cozy on occasion, sometimes with the homies. And honestly, upgrading my sleep setup has been the best decision I have made this fall. I partnered with Helix Sleep to find a mattress that's actually made for me. They have an amazing sleep quiz, and it's super quick. It asks you about how you sleep, your body type, if you run hot or cold, stuff like that. And you can pick out the perfect mattress for you. I got matched with the Helix Midnight Luxe, which is perfect for side sleepers like me, who want a balance of comfort and support and bed. For those of you who want bed, I know the guy for you. The mattress showed up right to my door. Super easy. It's just in the box, and it takes like 10 minutes to set up. I've been sleeping on it for a few weeks now, and it's honestly made a massive difference. I've been sleeping straight through the night for the first time in a while. A mattress is one of those things that you don't realize how nice it is until you wake up well rested on a new mattress. You get so used to sleeping on your mattress. Helix helps you take the guesswork out of it with their quiz that tells you exactly the mattress that you need. And they also give you a 120-night sleep trial and a lifetime warranty. So you can really make sure you have the perfect mattress for you.
The Helix mattress toppers are also a great option for those who are looking to upgrade their comfort without replacing their old mattress, including a premium mattress topper and a premium memory foam mattress topper for added pressure relief.
So big thank you to Helix Sleep for sponsoring the Big Juicy channel. Right now, Helix is offering an exclusive Black Friday partner offer. You can get 27% off site-wide at helixsleep.com/Big Juicy. That's 27% off. You can also scan the QR code. That's helixsleep.com/Big Juicy. Thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. It helps me keep my editors fed. And back to whatever that guy was doing. People really, really liked Sparks. There was essentially nothing Loko about Sparks whatsoever, but people liked it. College students liked it, and it became very, very popular. Okay, people are already drinking like Irish coffees and stuff. It's just like the modernized version. Pure energy in a can. But Sparks walked so Four Loko could run, baby. Let's talk about the LeBron James of beers that will kill you, Four Loko. Four Loko is absolutely nothing like Sparks at all. If Sparks is like the type of friend that liked to go out on the weekends, but like packed it up at about 1 a.m., Four Loko was the type of friend that would take you out to freebase under a bridge and would start freestyling to Little Skies type beats, counting how many teeth he had left on his right hand.
It is a drink loaded with two things that college students can't get enough of: caffeine and alcohol. Perhaps that's why they're so popular on campuses like here at Cleveland State. And it also explains why they could potentially be so dangerous.
Four Loko was like, it was no joke. It was no joke. I'm surprised it was even ever allowed to be released in the first place. I'm sure you guys have had Four Lokos. If you haven't, I'm not gonna tell you to go have them, but I've had my fair share of Four Lokos. They're no joke, okay? They're cooked. Now let's talk about the recipe. In the same way that the original Coca-Cola contained cocaine, the original Four Loko contained like the contents of 4 to 5 beers and like 4 coffees in one can. Future Juicy here, but this is incorrect information that was reported on HLN show with Dr. Drew, baby. It actually contained like 155 milligrams of caffeine, which is only 35 milligrams more than Sparks, and it's more like 2 cups of coffee. It's a little over half as strong as a 16-ounce Starbucks Nitro Cold Brew, which has 280 milligrams, which is weird. We're gonna get more into that, but that's weird. So you're probably wondering, how much did this elixir cost? This debauchery in a can, how much was it? How much money is 5 beers and 2 coffees? Well, my curious degenerate, for the high price of $2, 2 clams, 2 bones, 2 fucking Georgies, you can get yourself your own Four Loko. It was originally $2. All right, you're telling me I can drink 5 beers with a couple of coffees for $2? Forget about it. I'm fucking in. I'm bought. People drank and still do drink Four Loko for the potentness, the effectiveness of the elixir. A little side tangent here before we continue, but when I was an adult, I am an adult. Me and my friend Jacob, that you've seen on this channel, a big, beautiful man. One of my many friends I gotta stand on my tippy toes to give a hug. I got a lot of tall friends. One day, long ago in the trap, we decided, let's go get some Four Lokos. Let's go get some, we're gonna go let's tap in. This is my first Four Loko experience. You could say this was the first time that I went loco. We went and got some Four Lokos and drank them on an empty stomach. That was too much. That was too much. Like I ended up calling friends being like, yo, can you drive me around? It was like the middle of the day. I was like, can you just like drive me around in your car? Because that would be sick right now. Like I was cooked. I was gooped. Even one Four Loko. In the Pokemon video, we drank Four Lokos. I drank 2 of those. I drank 2 of them and it was not good. I was not in a good way. I was alone, shaking in a Motel 8, crouched over the toilet after that Pokemon video. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Loko's name among the masses quickly changed to things like blackout in a can, liquid cocaine, actual names that people gave it, by the way. Like this is literally what people call it. Like there's news articles being like, the new drink, liquid cocaine, which is pretty crazy. A little side note, they almost named it 4, which would have fucking sucked and would not have been Loko at all. You're probably thinking to yourself, Juicy, very cool. I know what a Four Loko is, but why are we here? What happened? Why are we talking about this today? The reason that we're talking about this today is that the Four Loko, as it was known, did not last very long, and it started seriously hurting people. Did it? I don't know. We'll get to that. Now, in 2010, there was numerous publicized deaths of people that were being attributed to Four Loko. Our precious little elixir in a can was hurting people. Yeah, going forward again, if you're sensitive to the things that we discussed before, do not proceed. Now, are they gone yet? Jason Curran, September 17th, 2010. Jason Curran was a sophomore at Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. Fellow Florida man. I think he was like 20 years old when this happened, or 22, something like that. But on September 17th of 2010, Jason died after an incident involving a firearm. His parents later filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Fusion Projects, Inc., the maker of the Four Loko, alleging that his consumption of Four Loko was a key contributor to the accident. Now, this was an accident, and obviously, like, never handle firearms while drinking. It's not epic. It might sound epic in an American eagle screeching kind of way, but it's not, because shit like this happens, all right? I don't even trust myself to take the fucking trash to the curb after drinking a Four Loko. I'm not gonna, like, go to the range or go shoot in the backyard. I might hurt somebody taking my shoes off. I'm not gonna hold a loaded gun. I might though. No, I wouldn't do that. I would never drink alcohol and handle a firearm. Now, according to the media coverage, Jason consumed at least 3 cans of Four Loko, which are 12% by volume. It's a lot. Like we said, it is 5 beers. It's a bottle of wine during a binge session, during a drinky session. Some sources say 6 cans over 24 hours. It seems like he was just steadily drinking, and his blood alcohol content was a 0.283, which is like 3.5 times the legal limit in Florida. That's a lot. Dude was not He was cooked. Now, the complaint alleges that after consuming the drink and remaining awake for literally like 30 hours, Jason and his friends went to the backyard and began firing a Walther P22. It's a 22 caliber little handgun in the rental house's backyard. Not advisable. Shoot guns in the rental house's backyard. But during this episode, Jason accidentally shot himself and later died from his wounds that evening. Friends of Jason said that he was acting crazy. He started to act crazy, and he was like pointing the gun at his friends and himself and like joking around. And he said things like, "I realize I'm freaking you guys out. You better take the gun away from me." And yeah, that's when the accident happened. And his family said he had no history of depression or suicidal intent. This really did seem that like it was just purely an accident. And this, from what I can tell, is the catalyst for what's to come. This started everything else that we are going to talk about today. And this was like the initial case that got people talking about For Loko. Does it actually make you go loco? I'm serious. This is, I feel like Loko being in the name actually attributed to what happened. But yeah, alcohol and firearms, not a good combo, genuinely. And this type of stuff happens all the time, unfortunately. Now we're gonna be moving on to the second out of 3 cases before we get into what really happened here. Valeria Rodriguez in the middle of November 2010. The date's like not exactly reported, it doesn't seem like, but it was early on a Sunday morning in November in Arlington, Texas. Valerie Rodriguez, age 14, snuck out of her home and along with a 14-year-old boyfriend and a 16-year-old friend took the boy's parents' SUV without permission. Teenagers going out and taking their parents' SUV and just driving it around. Now, one of the teens stated that the intention was to drive to Oklahoma, I guess, but while traveling on I-35 West in Denton County, the SUV crashed into a guardrail, and at 3:30 a.m., the crash resulted in Valerie being thrown from the vehicle and she died at the scene. Investigators found in the vehicle a 12-pack of beer and 4 to 5 cans of For Loko. According to the surviving teen statements, one of them told the police that they'd consumed at least those 4 to 5 cans of For Loko and a lot of beers. So they were just driving around drinking beers, and yeah, it sadly resulted in a tragic car crash. Now, the 14-year-old that was driving was charged with intoxicated manslaughter as a juvenile in connection with this crash, and the convenience store clerk was arrested for selling alcohol to minors. Thank God they got that guy. You eat a fucking potato sack of dicks. Eat a truckload of dicks. The teens had purchased the beers and the 4 Lokos from this guy, and I really do believe that this store clerk should be charged pretty severely. I think it's just negligent. You can't say that you were duped by a 14-year-old dude. 14-year-olds look fucking 14, okay? You shouldn't be selling 4 Lokos to them. In a situation like this, you're like, yeah, you were responsible. You sold them you are the reason they got the 4 Lokos. Welcome! Now, before we go into the last case, I'm sure you might be noticing a theme with the deaths that are attributed to 4 Loko here, but we'll get to that. Now, the last case is about John Donald Rupp III, whose nickname was Bo, and this happened in late September. Some sources say September 26th of 2010. As you can see, all these kind of happened around the same time. After the drunken 15-year-old was driven home from a party by his parents. So I've heard mixed things about this, but I think it was either a party or a concert that he went to, and he's 15 years old. And while there, he drank a couple of 4 Lokos. His parents came and picked him up, and while being driven home from the party, the paranoid and disoriented teen leaped out of the car and ran into the night. At some point, he collapsed, fell, or sat down on a busy highway and was hit by a car. Super tragic, super terrible, and like you can really see why this 4 Loko got so much attention around this time. These are all tragic. The mother of John Carlo Rupp went onto a show, Dr. Drew's show, with her family attorney, Jeffrey Simon, to discuss the dangers of 4 Loko, this guy. They talked about him. They went on the show and they talked about its problematic blend, its marketing tactics, and its role in her son's death. Now, the family lawyer said on the show, he's not dead because he's 15, he's dead because of 4 Loko. Jeffrey Simon also said that 4 Loko is more potent than the alcohol kids normally get their hands on. And it's cheap at $2.50, which that's crazy because 4 Lokos really haven't gone up in price much. I think I paid like $4 each for these, not even. He also says it's marketed to like younger audience, and he cites the flavors they add are there so that it lets kids drink it faster, and that it's sold in gas stations and not liquor stores. And honestly, Jeffrey Simon just uses yapping, dude. He was just spinning yarn. He wasn't dead because he drank 2 Four Lokos. He was dead because he got hit by a car. I obviously could never understand the tragic loss of a child like this. I can't. But Four Loko is also dirt cheap, and it's yeah, it's economically affordable for a 15-year-old, and it does get you booted up. I've handed people Four Lokos before, like friends and stuff, and they finished them with no prior experience of drinking a Four Loko, and they are gooped. It is very unassuming. It's a can of pure lobotomy, and I can easily see how it could catch some underage drinker off guard. When you drink 5 beers, you look at 5 beers, and you're like, wow, I just drank 5 beers. You can see the quantity in front of you, but Four Loko, you're like, oh, I'm gonna have 1 can. And yes, it is a big can, but even the first time I drank this, I did not expect how much alcohol is in this. This is equivalent to 1 bottle of wine. It actually is. This is drinking a whole bottle of wine, and it's a couple dollars at the gas station, at the petrol station. But what I'm getting at here is, if he had drank a 5th of Henny and 2 Rockstar energy drinks and the same thing happened, they probably wouldn't be blaming the whiskey, because yeah, they also bring up the topic of like the marketing it to kids with the colorful cans and like the patterns on it, which they are colorful. But this has always just been kind of a weird talking point with anything to me. On one hand, yes, I get it. It is like more fun and colorful, but kids have always drank and smoked underage. Teen smoking in general has steadily declined over the years, reaching an all-time low in 2025. And underage drinking, specifically binge drinking, has only now started to slightly go down. Speaking as somebody who, like, I went to some parties as an underage person and whatnot, and I didn't want to do it more because the can had camo on it. You know what I mean? Or it had a palm tree on it. It didn't make me want to drink more. I frankly didn't care what I drank. No one around me cared what they drank. Hence why it was usually plastic jug Popov with a fucking Red Bull, dude. I totally support the getting of a bag from a big company, if you can do it, and doing what you can to like make your situation easier when you're going through a hard time. But I find these talking points, I don't know, man. I felt very strange doing the research for this video, because all of the stories I've heard growing up about the deaths related to Four Loko seem to stem actually just from binge drinking and not really from the drink itself. It's like the opposite of what I thought it would be. The same exact levels of being cooked and caffeinated is being achieved by people by just drinking a 24-ounce Red Bull and a 6-pack. I thought Four Lokos were making people's heads explode or something. I was weighing somewhere yesterday, and I was thinking about this video because I was doing the research, and I was like, this person seems old enough to know about the original Four Loko. I'm gonna talk to them about it. And I kind of been doing that with people I've been running into, and just be like, hey man, you remember original Four Loko? And they're like, yeah dude, like, didn't that thing have arsenic in it? Everyone I talked to like literally thought that the original Four Loko, like, basically you die. Like, you drink it and you instantly, like, it was actually poison, or it had like 1,000 milligrams, a gram if you will. I went to school. Now, a statement was made from the company behind the Loko, and they said, and I quote, "We are extremely saddened by this tragedy, and our thoughts are with the Rupp family. This accident and others like it speak to the serious societal concerns regarding the misuse of alcohol. Alcohol abuse and underage drinking are problems we would all like to see discussed and solved." That's all they said. I mean, that's at the time, that's all they said. I do think that this is like kind of a weirdly kind of dismissive response from a company that at the time was actively in suit over like teenage deaths. Now, all of this that we've talked about combined and what we're about to speak on is the reason that Four Loko has such a mythos around it, and just such a almost like cult following of people who are like, when the original Four Loko came out, I was there when the original Four Loko came out. You know, like, I've literally my whole life grown up with people saying that. Following all of this, the Krabby Patty secret formula had to be changed. Felix Ortez, a New York assemblyman, drank 2 cans of these back to back and threw them up on camera just to prove how epic they were. I don't know what he was trying to prove by this. He drank beers for an awesome reason. In a statement, Chris Hunter, Jeff Wright, and Jason Freeman, Fusion's 3 co-founders and current managing partners, said, actually, I don't know if they're still the current managing partners. I might be lying. "We have repeatedly contended and still believe, as do many people throughout, if our products were unsafe, we would not have expected the federal agency responsible for approving alcoholic beverage formulas, the Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, to have approved them." November 17th, 2010, regulatory official action. FDA said, "I'm warning you, kitten. Cut the silly stuff." And he said, "Daddy's mad," and hit his hands on the table. November 17th, 2010, the people mourned. The people mourned. Never forget. Tears were shed, signs were held, and women twerked. Someone played the bongos as well. And in late 2010, production and shipment halt and reformulation began. Where are we today? Four Loko is still popular and has adapted very well to the new like brain-rotted way of things, the skibbity of it all, as I like to call it. And that really is the story of the beer that, well, as we kind of found out, didn't really kill people. Like many things back then, when you look back at them, outside of the like weirdly politicized and catalyzed reactions people were having at the time in like the bubble, it really wasn't how people who were drinking Four Loko at the time, my parents, unks, if you will, told me. This is above anything an alcohol problem. This is not a Four Loko problem. I know I'm kind of bouncing on the meat of Four Loko right now, but think about it. In 1950, in the Maracana Stadium in Brazil during the 1950 World Cup, they hosted the most amount of people ever in a stadium to this day. 173,850 people. All 173,850 people in that stadium represent how many people died from excessive alcohol use in 2024 alone in the US. This is above everything an alcohol problem. Sorry to get real with you for a second, but it's cultural and it's okay to like drink in moderation. I do. A lot of people do. But I ain't trying to nag you. I'm not trying to. But as someone who has lost multiple people in my life to this, I feel inclined to at least bring it up before we keep yapping. Now, in 2025, there is still like 0 deaths officially directed to be from the consumption of Four Loko, which is crazy. Like, I went into this thinking that I was going, like, I thought I was going to just have case after case and that, you know, I was going to read stories about, oh, man in local college drinks four Lokos. His feet fall off, dies instantly. But that wasn't it. Every time I went case to case, it was people tragically dying to things because they drank, but I wouldn't say because Four Loko. They could have drank literally anything else. Honestly, part of me does think that Loko being in the name really, like, pushed a lot of this forward when it really started to become like a talking point in the country. I really do. I think Loko being like, it makes you go loco, you know? It makes you crazy. Even in one of these cases, the parents were alleging that it like gave him psychosis or that it made him have like a psychotic break in the first case that we talked about. I don't know. It like when I went and found the original caffeine content in a Four Loko, I was like mind blown. Actually, I was like, man, what? The whole vibe of the video changed because I was like, it's 155 milligrams, which again, for the YouTube overlords and for your health, you shouldn't be mixing caffeine and alcohol whatsoever. But 155 milligrams is like, that's like just one energy drink. And I tried my best to find an original recipe for Loko to actually have in this video. When they changed the recipe, police actually started cracking down on people who were trying to sell them and arresting them. People were trying to sell original recipe for Lokos on eBay for like thousands of dollars, and they just started cracking down on them. And I, not really thinking about it because you can't just sell alcohol, was like, oh, surely I can find one on eBay. Surely I can find one somewhere. The closest thing I found was a guy on Reddit who was stockpiling pallets of them and posted it just to flex on me. And I saw multiple people messaging him, trying to get a hold of him to get them, and he hadn't responded to any of them, and there's no way to get a hold of him, from what I could gather. So I never got one. But that is the history of the original Four Loko, a drink that is somewhat near and dear to my heart. Please comment down below what you thought of this video, because I've kind of just started doing, again, like just videos that are just things that I think are interesting, like the Domino's Noid incident and this. You know, if these do good, then I can keep doing them. And yeah, it's really fun for me to get to do videos like these because I just kind of pick something I'm interested in, yap about it, and I am lucky enough to where you guys care enough for some reason to listen to it and watch it, which is really cool, and has changed my life. So again, I'm very, very grateful for you guys every single day, and I love you guys. And if you want more videos like this, comment down below. Also, please comment down below your Four Loko experience. I want to hear about the times that you went Loko. I know you got them. I know you got Four Loko stories. Comment them down below. And as a Loko head myself, I will do my best not to judge you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And go check out some other ones if you want. This is also a good time. I'm gonna do this at the end of my videos, just chill. Because I have other stuff as well, like products, like actual tangible things that you guys can like buy and enjoy that I really care about and that I've worked very, very hard on. So for you guys that don't know, I have a hot sauce company with the boys, my best friends, and we spent like years working on this, really, really long time, and put so much effort into them, and they're really good. And it's not just white labeled trash. This was a really, really long, strenuous process. And we sell hot sauces. You might be able to find them in stores. I'm not sure at the moment, depending on when this comes out. We're trying to get them into stores, but you can go to hungryboy.food to buy those. They're really, really good. There's flavors for everybody. We also make clothing, which I'm not wearing at the moment. I'm a fake fan, but you can go to the boys.store. We've been making clothing for a long time. We also have clothing in Spencer's. And yeah, that's actually one of my original dreams with my best friend, Steven, was like, we always wanted to we talked about making clothes, and it's so cool how much you guys love it and just like how successful it's been so that we can keep doing it. It is a dream come true. All this is a dream come true. We also announced, like yesterday from recording this video, a webcomic. We have a webcomic. How fucking cool is that? It's called Green Gang. We're making it with some talented folks, and there's new issues every week. It may or may not be out. It should be out by the time this is out. So you can check the description for that as well. It's super, super fucking funny. And gamersupps.gg/the boys. We also partner with Gamersupps, which I'm sure you know who they are. A bunch of YouTubers partner with them, but it's good stuff. And that's the end of my show. Thank you guys so much, and I love you. And I'll see you guys next time for, I don't know, talking about every single room in Super Mario 64. Okay, bye!